It's more difficult to rule yourself than to rule a city.
Now, one of the most common problems which happens when we're trying to pray or when we're trying to manifest something into our lives is that we tend to always look out into the external world to try to validate to ourselves that our prayer or our manifestation is on its way. And for the longest time, this is a trap that I've fallen into because my inner state was tethered to events in the external world. And as you know, you can't control anything in the external world. You can only control your reaction to it and how you feel within. Your inner state is the only thing you have control over in this world. However, in life, the pendulum swing is inevitable. If the external world has a direct influence on how you feel internally, then you are a subconscious passenger to life. But if you have an unwavering loyalty to your inner state, despite the external circumstances, then you will be a conscious creator. And this is because of the idea of the law of attraction, which is you do not attract into your life what you want. You attract what you are. You attract from your current state of being. And the way that I look at it is that I believe that there's like a multiverse of infinite realities, and your awareness is only conscious of one single reality right now at this present moment. And the reality that you are aware of and experiencing right now is only an old reflection of what you have felt internally in the past. So if you want to change your reality and what you experience in the external world, then you must first change your inner state right now and hold on to that inner state. And as you hold on to that inner state long enough, then the external world will reflect that back to you, because the world is only a mirror of what you have felt internally previously in the past. And I want to say that again, the world is only a mirror of what you feel internally. And so the challenge then becomes, how disciplined can you be in holding on to this inner state, the inner state of your vision, your goal or your dream? Because I know you have one. I know you have a goal or a dream or a vision in your mind which came from, you don't know where it came from. It came from like your higher self or God or the universe. You just know deep down that this is what you want. And that's why you were given that vision. But you have found out that it's a bit difficult to hold on to it because things in the external world, in the 3D, are showing you basically like the opposite thing. It's not reassuring you that you should go on this path, and then you start to feel self-doubt and fear on whether or not you should actually go for that vision or whether or not it will actually materialize. And that's the thing, that's the problem. You're using the external world to validate what you feel internally, but the external world is only reflecting to you what you have previously felt internally. So if you actually want to change your reality and what you experience, then you must first change how you feel internally. It all begins within. As the Kabbalion states, as within, so without. And it's easier said than done, and that's why the quote at the beginning of the video is, it's more difficult to rule yourself than to rule a city. Because we've been conditioned to allow the external world to have such a strong grip and such a strong influence on how we feel internally. But the thing is, if you're able to transcend that, if you're able to transcend what you see in the 3D world, in the 5 sensory experience, and to commit to holding your inner state towards your vision or your goal, no matter what the external circumstances say, then sooner or later the 3D, the external world, will reflect that which you have felt internally. And that's why I titled this video, if you master your energy, then you master the world. Because if you hold on to the inner state long enough, it will be reflected back to you. And that's what all religions and spiritual teachers have been trying to tell us. That is why there is the whole idea of the notion of belief. And my favorite quote from the Bible is that, blessed are those who believe but do not see. Blessed are those who believe in what they see in their mind's eye, in their vision, in their goal, the dream that has come to them from their higher self or the universe, but they do not see it in the external world right now. Blessed are those who believe but do not see. You can't see it in the external world, but you believe what you feel intuitively in your mind, that this is your goal, your vision, that the path that you're supposed to be on. And another quote which I really like from the Bible, from Romans 12:2, is, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, what you see in the 3D right now, because this is just an old pattern. This is an old pattern. If you renew your mind, then you will see different patterns. You will experience a different reality. That is what prayer has been trying to tell us all this time. That if you change your inner state, your outer world will reflect that. And it actually works. So I want you to take a second to think about, like a star or like a famous person that you really look up to. More likely than not, if you look at their biography, if you look into their story, they had to overcome the hero's journey. They had a vision of this mind, of the version of themselves that they currently are right now, before they actually became that individual. And through the trials and tribulations of them holding on to that vision, it's just led them to materialize their prayer or their manifestation. It just ties back to the law of attraction. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. As Neville Goddard says, an assumption, if persisted in long enough, will harden into fact. It's inevitable. That is the way things come about. Einstein also said, imagination is everything. It is a preview of life's coming attractions. And I think a caveat to that is, if you hold on to that imagination, then it will be a coming attraction. It will come to you. You can't just think about this state or feel it just once and then let go of it at the first sign of hardship or the external world not reflecting to you that which you want. No, you have to hold on to this inner state. And for the longest time, I was unable to maintain my inner state. The external world has such a strong grip on me. And what I realized is that if the external world is just a mirror of what we feel internally, then if events in the external world is making us feel fear or self-doubt or insecurities, then this is just a reflection of what we feel internally. And we can use this as a guide, like a compass that the universe is telling us to do the inner work, to do the shadow work on the things that we feel when an unfavorable circumstance in the external world happens, which causes the fears or doubts and or insecurities. So then I came to realize that your ability to master your inner state and your own energy comes from the extent to which you understand yourself, to the extent that you're conscious of your own patterns, conscious of your own fears and your insecurities and the things which knock you off balance, which knock you off course, which rip you away from your state of belief to your vision. If you understand that, then you hold the master key to your own inner state, your own energy, which in turn, if the world is just a mirror of how we feel internally, then that is how you master the world. So to end this video, I want to give you guys a challenge. I want you to think, if things aren't happening in the external world the way that you wanted to, instead of trying to do what you do in the past of trying to focus on fixing or changing things in the external world, why not try to focus on what you feel internally and do the inner work so you can find that place vibrationally that makes you feel most connected to the possibility of your vision. Because once all that is solved, once you are able to identify your fears and insecurities and self-doubts and operate from that place of true authenticity, then that's how the external world is going to change. If you master your energy, you master the world. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do the inner work and see you guys in the next video. Peace.